Hello everyone, Karen Cecilia here. I trust you all doing well. We have been experiencing some unusual kind of weather, but it seems like we are in an era where there are all kinds of unusual things taking place. Please give the video a big thumbs up for me because I'm sure you're going to like it. You might even love it. I want to talk to you just a little bit, about some additional concerns that we have in this IC report. I'm not going to stay too long, but there are so many more questions than answers in this IC report. And if you are not paying attention, it's all going to just slip away. I don't want you to not know everything before it passes. You need to know everything. Everything. Because once you know, you can't unknow. Mark Golding changed his Timecom logo to People Timecom. And when I saw it, it's just one thing came to mind. Sometimes the people who claim that they are fighting for you, that they are fighting for us, sometimes they are the would-be dictators. Sometimes they are the traitors. Sometimes they are just plain bad people. So when I saw it, that's what came to mind. Just that. It is an historical fact that voters have short memories. And I want to be very clear to you in what I'm about to say. Very, very short memories voters have. In a couple of weeks, this whole IC thing will pass, and they would have moved on to the next big thing. The voters and the people of this country, whatever that next big thing is. I'm going to ask you to do something for me. Please continue to listen to Jamaica 411 for all the questions and possible answers and all the things that went wrong in this report that have not yet been addressed. I promise you, she's going to address every single one of them. Just continue to listen. My target audience in this video are all well-thinking Jamaicans. The mainstream media, I'm talking foolishness. The patriotic vloggers and YouTubers. The political nowhereans. This is for you. Let me remind you of something that you all already know. It is not just evil people that does damage to the world. It's also good people who are complicit, those who choose to do nothing, who choose to stay silent, who choose to stay on the sideline, who choose and say, me no business, who choose to say, me not get involved, who choose to say, no, nothing that concerns me. They are complicit in everything that the bad people do, the evil people do. Can you imagine what would have happened if more than 40% of the German people had turned out to vote in 1936 when Germany elected Hitler as chancellor? A lot of people didn't go out to vote, a whole host of them. According to some historians, the voter turnout at that time might have been between 36 and 38%. All those Jewish people who own shops, rich and everything. Can you imagine if they had not stayed on the sideline and said, I'm not going to participate? If they had just participated. So there are good people who are complicit to evil people, and that is why evil people succeed. For Mark Golding, this IC report was supposed to be like a tropical storm that finding that right patch of warm water in the Gulf of Mexico, and then it just take off. That is what it was supposed to be for him. that tropical storm that settles in that nice, clean patch of warm water right there in the Gulf of Mexico and just gone. But then the ice that are melted in the glacier found its way into the warm water and cooled it down, so it didn't take off as Marky G had hoped that it would. I am doing this video with a heavy heart, a very heavy heart, and you're going to find out why as we continue. Why my heart is somewhat heavy. But first I want to say, the IC as it is now is done. Totally done. They are ruined. They are destroyed. They are done for. They who have been on a quest of their own and have routinely destroyed themselves. They are done. This is a moment for many people. Many people have to grapple with this moment. They have to grapple with their reticence, and some people have to grapple with their discomfort about this report and what we, every one of us that have been going through it, have been saying. The Jamaican people will never trust the Integrity Committee again. Ever. Commission. Jamaican people will never trust them again. Jamaican people will never believe anything they ever say again. Never. Neither now, nor next year, nor in the near future. They are ruined. They are done. Why? Because they did themselves in. They are the ones who did themselves in. Nobody did them in. The Jamaican people were relying on them and looking forward to them being honest and decent public servants who are going to do justice and treat everyone fair. And then they decided that they're going to go on this course that they set themselves. Yeah. They decide that this now, we want this to go a particular way. The owners of Titanic that was traveling on the Titanic say to the captain, "Why are you going so slow?" The captain said, "Well, we'll take it easy because we put things out there and we have time to make." And him said, "No, let her go, man. Take her for a spin. Let her run her legs." Yeah, they did. The captain did. He should have known better, but he did. And tragedy struck. The current composition of the IC, I think their time of service is 7 years. I don't know how much years them have left, but I think we're stuck with them until that 7 years up, or maybe not. But from this day forward, there are no public servants in this country who are going to undergo an audit or an investigation by this lot, and will treat them with any respect from this time going forward. None. So if they ask a public servant for their parents' bank account, people will just feel free to tell them to go fuck themselves. No respect for them anymore. They have lost the trust and respect of the Jamaican people, and so the public servants who have to be answering to them will now feel free to tell them things. I don't go here, man. Don't ask me nothing. I am still baffled and I'm still troubled by some of the actions that they took. One in particular is bothering me. The fact that they went ahead and mixed up the Prime Minister's parents in this mess. The fact that they embarrass the Prime Minister's parents, and I can just imagine. That is why my heart is heavy. For days now, I've been thinking about it. Because I can just imagine these proud parents of their son who came up in regular circumstances that most of us Jamaicans came up in. Him never have no slave owning father nor grandfather to pass on anything to him. Andrew Wallace never have no uncle that owns slave, never have nobody that own nothing. Him parents struggle and send him to school. And these proud parents watch them boy, made them proud to become leader of this country. And then this group of men and women decided that they are going to do this report the way they want to do it, because there's a mission to be completed by them. And they decided to embarrass the man's parents, embarrassing them in the eyes of their neighbors, in the eyes of their families and friends, creating suspicions around two senior citizens who have to teach their grandchildren about certain things, right and wrong. Two senior citizens, Prime Minister Holness, parents, who have done their best, did everything they could, contributed to this country in one of the best way, produce a son who is Prime Minister. And they decided that in this report, they are going to include his parents, their bank account, their banking information, their names, opening a door that should never have been opened, not even ajar. Why? Why? Why did they feel the need that they have to do that to two senior citizens who are not public servants? Two senior citizens whose son happened to be the Prime Minister. Why did they do that? And having done that, their lack of decency and respect, along with their desire to impart as much hurt and harm to the Prime Minister as possible, then they put it in writing. They put it in writing and sending it out to the public. Let me repeat to you. These men, and it's the men them, who have some kind of agenda. I wonder if their mothers are proud of them. They are doing a report, a witch hunt report on the Prime Minister. And they thought to themselves, yeah man, we're going to put in him parents tonight. Yeah, we're going to lick him down now. We're going to lick him down now. We're going to put in him parents tonight. And they included in their report, not only did they do it, because, I'm saying that they could have done it. They could have investigated their accounts and they could have reported, yeah, we investigate two other accounts which are held by Mr. Holness's parents. There's no need to go into that. But they did. They went into it because of their lack of decency and respect, along with their desire to impart as much hurt to the Prime Minister. They put it in writing and put it out in the public to harm him, not thinking, because of whatever grievances they have, that this is a bad thing to do to two senior citizens who have absolutely nothing to do with anything except them have a bank account and then put them son name in it and then put them daughter name in it, and sometimes them son put a money in it for them to have a money. Uno is a disgrace to public service. Uno man in the IC, especially that Greg Christian, the one named Stevenson, and the one named Beresford. Uno is a disgrace. Implicate and create suspicions around Mr. Holness's parents. Jamaicans are Jamaicans, you know. Neighbors, friends, even people who know these two people very well. You can't escape it. There will be spectre of talk and suspicions and grumblings and bad vibes. And I want to put this out to Jamaican people, for those of you who know Mr. Holness' parents. Don't do that. Please, don't do that. That's not a good thing. Don't do that. I know nobody who is all right with that. Nobody, not even these IC men, not even their parents would be proud of them for this one action in this witch hunt report. I hurt. I tell you. I hurt when I think that some people are snickering and looking at the Prime Minister's parents as if they are criminals or as if they did anything wrong. It hurts like hell. And it's not my parents. Because it's just wrong. I mean, it's just damn wrong. It's not right about that. There's no explanation that they could possibly provide to put that in the report, even if they investigated it. And having found that there's nothing wrong with it, you still felt the need to put it in the report. What does that say about you? All I know. You still felt the need to put it in the report, having investigated it, having found nothing. This is not good. And Mark Gold is going to pay like hell for this. This is not good. Why did they choose to implicate the Prime Minister's parents? To send it out into the world for people to raise suspicions about the Prime Minister's parents. Why did they do that? They could have investigated the account, as I said. And they could have written the report in a way to leave the parents' name and their accounts out of it. But no, it was not enough to just go after him. You want to add icing to the cake by suggesting that him laundering money through him parents' account. And having found nothing, you still felt the need to print it. Total lack of decency and respect. This guy Stevenson, somebody need to teach him some manners. And I'm not promoting violence, but trust me, somebody need to old man box him down just to doing that. Jamaican people like empathy. Jamaican people like decency, especially among senior citizens. We like when people treat our seniors with a level of respect, because no matter what they did in their life, no matter what station they held in life, no matter what contributions they make, they made a contribution to our country. And we must reward them by treating them with respect and decency. And these men never thought of that. Jamaican people does not like disrespect shown to our senior citizens who are retired and feeling proud of their son. And then you did this. It hurts. It hurts like hell, because I've been thinking about it. I kept wondering to myself, I wonder how Mr. Holness' mother feels, and I wonder how his father feels. I wonder what the friends and the neighbors and the family, I want everybody supporting them and, giving them love. But I also know that there are people who will be snickering and looking at them funny, and I know that is the case. I know it's normal human behavior. And yet, here are some questions that have not yet been answered, that I'm seeking some answers for. And I'm sure Michelle is going to, Jamaica 411 is going to sort it out. But I want you, the vloggers, the good Jamaicans, not counting much on mainstream media, but I'm including them, because it's about time for them to step up to the plate and defend our country and the democratic principles and norms that we have come accustomed to practice, even though we might have political differences, which we do. But we are in a new dispensation of political activities where we have to find common ground. There are more, Kamala Harris said it, there are more things that unite us than there are that divide us. It is true. Well, that's how she said. You know, the IC went and got a foreign investigator. Why did they go for a foreign investigator? Why did they not ask FID first? So that those are two first questions. Why did you go for a foreign investigator first? Why did you not ask FID first? I want to know what were the terms and parameters that they set for that investigation. We would like to see what that contract said. I want to see the referral from the committee to Mr. Stevenson. Yeah. What is a referral? What did they ask him to look at? What did they ask him to investigate? I want to see it. There must be a referral or some kind of contract. What are the parameters set out in that referral? I want to see it. Everybody should want to see it. Because we want to know if he investigated what they asked him to, or if he went on his own and did all of this, including the Prime Minister's parents, for no reason. Let me be clear, you know. Let me be clear. If them stumble on something and say that, all right, where does this account from? And the Prime Minister say, is my parents' account, and them look at it. There's nothing wrong with looking at it, you know. But having found nothing, why on God's green earth did you go publish the man's parents in your report? Them bank account, them name, and make people talk about him father and him mother. Because you all knew that it would damage him. You all knew that it would. Call up him mother and him father name. People want to lick it on when you call up them parents' name. Some people want to lick it on, you know. It hurts. I don't have any parents. I've never known who my father is. But my mother, Audrey, Naomi, Evan Grant. Oh God. So they need to answer those questions. But they also need to answer the most pressing question. Which one of you, or how many of you, have been in contact with Mark Golding and providing information to him? I suspect there are a lot of finger pointing going on in there. I suspect everybody will walk around the IC applying finger pointing. Are you? Are you? Mine are you, and you are you. Next thing you know, them start licking them one in there. Can't figure out which one of them was briefing Mark Golding, which one of them in their work for Mark Golding. How many of them? I remember when some government ministers were questioning some things about the IC, there was a whole onslaught against them at one point from some government ministers. I remember Eroy Clark in particular was talking against them. Could this also have been some kind of a revenge thing? That them say, all right, when I criticize when I go on, bam, we're going to lick down the Prime Minister. Could that be also? Because I'm not ruling that out. Grievances and revenge. As if nobody enough a question, you know. So I want to know the most pressing question. Which one are you? How many of you have been in contact with Mark Jefferson and providing him with information? You can't find no one in the finger pointing and calling each other's name and blaming each other. And then, the final question I have is, how many of you are a part of Mark Golding's plot to destroy Jamaica's economy, make our partners and investors question our credibility, and then create enough angst to plunge the country into some kind of civil unrest, forcing the government to call elections? That was Mark Golding's plan. How many of you in the IC were aware of that plan, and how many of you were on board with that plan, and how many of you decided to do this to help Mark Golding with that plan? Yeah, no, I sound like a conspiracy theorist. I sound like a madwoman. I've been accused of being a madwoman since the beginning of this whole excitement with we and them. So I'm Teflon now, just rolling off. Don't matter to me. But we have not been wrong so far. And we've been telling you from the beginning that Mark Golding's route to becoming Prime Minister is to create unrest, civil unrest. So I'm asking you again the final question. how many of you, the IC members, are a part of Mark Golding's plot to destroy Jamaica's economy, make our international partners distrust us and our investors question our credibility, and then create enough angst to plunge the country into civil unrest, forcing the government to call early elections. Jamaican people need to listen. This is and have always been Mark Golding's plan. And now we know the IC was a huge part of that plan. Now we know. Remember, him and him pedophile general secretary have been out there for a year plus, Illicit 8, illicit 6. Why the Prime Minister statutory declarations can't be certified? At the same time, they were asking that question. There were 82, still are 82 members of parliament and senators whose declarations have not been certified. They weren't asking about that. It's just the other day the IC tell us that 82 of the 84 of them whose declarations have not been certified. So now we know that this IC, this composition of this IC, were part of Mark's great grand scheme to cause civil unrest in this country. We should be out there looting in the streets, burning down buildings, people killing each other, robbing each other, peer things, black road, and that we should out there do. That was what Mark intended. That was what this IC report was intended for. Part of his larger plan. This is his plan, Mark Golding. The only route he has ever had to becoming Prime Minister, his only route from day one was to create enough excitement, enough angst for him to get an early election, the early election that he seeks. Destroy Jamaica like he did the PMP, and then seize power like he did the PMP. And every one of you in the PMP are on board with that plan. Oh, we have to win by any means necessary. So in first move, get the people them in the diaspora to start to protest against Jamaica on foreign soil. Disrupt things. Make our international partners look at us funny. Next, bring in cartel, bring in ISA, take the $2 million, then run the IC thing. Meanwhile, we're going to take, every time we do that, we're going to run the IC thing. Illicit 6, illicit 8. Let me remind you. Demonstration, cause chaos. Loot price mart, burn down some place. And now we know the IC commissioners are in on this. Yeah, they are in on it. And this is what he did. He has been trying to distract us with all of the smoke to push us to forget that he's a lying, deceptive man who hid his British citizenship from the Jamaican people. And when he was found out, he lied about it several times. Then he misled us to continue to lie. Organizing Jamaicans abroad to protest against our country and foreign side, to embarrass our government, all for power. And this is where we are now. All for power. He's the most destructive politician this country has ever seen, Mark Jefferson Golding. But we see him now, don't we? Don't we see him? Let's keep him in our line of sight. Let us remind the Jamaican people on a daily basis, all of you, all of us together. Let us go out there and inform the Jamaican people about this man and what he has done. Because him can't win no election in a free and fair, nice, smooth, calm country. Go in an election, give people a chance to come and look at all the candidates and vote. No, him can't win so. Him have to create a spectre of noise and chaos and confusion and all kind of thing. Illicit 6, illicit 8, the Prime Minister, statutory declarations. People are firing to demonstrate. people in Washington and London and everybody asks what going on in Jamaica. Oh yeah, people asking, what is all of this for? And now we know what it all was for. For power. It was just for power. This IC, as it is now, they cannot continue to enjoy the confidence and trust of the Jamaican people. Any public servant can tell them to go fuck themselves at any time if they ask them nothing, because they have disgraced themselves and shown that they can't hold anybody to account. They are politically motivated. They work for Mark Golding. But the Governor General himself have a responsibility, and him can recall them. I'm not holding my breath that he will. But if him test the temperature of the Jamaican people, he will discover that this current composition of IC commissioners have lost all kinds of credibility. And before I close, there's just one other thing that I know Jamaica 411 needs to answer, and she's going to answer, is the Auditor General sits on the IC Commission. So there's just one question to be asked with that knowledge. She's not the chair of the commission. Who is going to audit them? She sits there right in the middle of them. So who's going to audit them? Why is she on it? Whose bright idea was that? So nobody will audit them. Who will audit them now? Who's going to investigate them now for their behavior? Philip Powell and Julian Robinson. I know you feel you have to do what you have to do. I know you feel that way, both of you. But you are both learned men. And Clive Williams said it already. The report reached Parliament. Can't go to FIDS again. The question you should be asking, both of you, is why did the IC determine that they need an international investigator before they pass it on to FID first? And then FID could look at it and say, boy, this bigger than we get somebody else. But they never gave FID that chance. No, they didn't. Them get this guy with some kind of grievance going on, and they set him on a path. Them couldn't include FID. FID might tell them, say, no, this is bullshit. This is pure crap. But them couldn't use FID, because FID, FID a Jamaican, them want somebody from foreign where them can lead him and tell him what is it them want from the investigation and how we should conduct it. We want to see the contract. We want to see the referral. We should include that in a report. Because we're not going to let up, We're not going to let up until either the Governor General recall, or we make everything public. We want to see the referral, and the mainstream media should ask for it. Put out the referral. Put out the contract. What are the parameters of the investigation? What did you set for him? What did you ask him to do? We want to see if he did what you asked him to do, or if he did more. But we want to see what you asked him to do and why you asked him certain things. We want to know. I want to send some love to the Prime Minister's parents. For those who know them. Please tell them that Karen Cecilia Cross say hello. Please tell them that they raise a good son. Please tell them that no matter how much evil come in your vessel, once God in there, them can't succeed. Please tell them that I love them and thank them for me. Tell them God bless them. God bless you all. This is not a rant, but thank you for listening to me. Stay safe, everybody, and keep the children safe.